A familiar sight on our railways has reached the end of the line.
A major upgrade to the North Coast Railway line may be a welcome boost for commuters, but it's a sad occasion for railway enthusiasts.
The introduction of computer-controlled signalling means that the old-style railway signals have reached their final destination. Our correspondent Mark McFadden sent this report from Castlerock.
A glimpse into another era, and one that's fading fast. The engine of progress is shunting much of our railway heritage into the siding marked history. This signal cabin at Castlerock railway station is the only one still operational on a Northern Ireland main line. The old style signals and the signal boxes that go with them are being decommissioned. It's all part of a £46 million upgrade to this stretch of track. Hundreds of kilometres of electronic cabling have been laid, and in the future all the signals in this area will be controlled in a new computer centre at Coleraine Station. It goes live later this month.
It is a slightly sad moment when you see the old systems coming out of the network, but it's also a happy moment when we think we've secured the line into the future. And all the equipment you see here, the semaphore signals and the lever frame in the cabin, was being donated to the Downpatrick Railway.
Another old tradition is disappearing. An exchange of tokens between train drivers and station staff. Since the 19th century, the tokens were used to indicate that it was safe for a train to proceed on this single line track. But no matter how modern the system becomes, there are always old problems.
Roger driver, cows line side and dangerous situation, caution kept on. Thanks for the advice, Charlie.
The end of an era. I'm sure there's a bit of sadness, but it's good to see progress happening too.
It's great. It's nice to be here at the end of it all, to be part of one of the last signalmen to close the cabin, but very exciting for moving forward as well. Yeah.
In a way, you're part of railway history now, aren't you? But you're part of the future as well.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Investment in our railways is always welcome, but many will mourn the end of these historic old signals and the disappearance of the driver's tokens. And these levers will be thrown for the very last time tonight. Mark McFadden, UTV Live, Castlerock Station.
How about that? But it's good to see that the signal box will have a new lease of life at the Downpatrick Railway Museum.
It's the end of an era today on the railways with the closure of the last old-style signal cabin. It was designed in Victorian times but is being replaced with new technology. Our Northwest reporter Kieran Turish has been to Castlerock to take a trip down memory lane.
Signalman Kevin Brown has been here for more than 20 years, making sure the trains pass safely through Castlerock using a series of levers. The mechanical system was devised hundreds of years ago. On each leg of a journey, the driver hands over a token stored in a pouch to the signalman. It effectively guarantees that the stretch of track being travelled remains clear for that train. It's inserted in a machine, and a bell system alerts other stations about the progress of the train's journey.
It was created by the Victorians, and I might be biased, but I think it's possibly the safest system we've had. I know it's Victorian, it's ancient, it's getting old, we got to move with the times.
Trains were first in use in and around Castlerock in the 1850s. They opened up the area for commercial development.
It only came about because the railway encouraged people to build houses in Castlerock to justify a station. And of course it was used a lot for goods, agricultural goods as well, milk, cheese, butter, all these things.
But the old signal box system is now being replaced.
And it certainly has stood the test of time, but as we move forward into an era where computer generation and everything else, then the technology needs to also move forward.
As part of a multi-million-pound upgrade of the signalling system, there will be some line closures and a bus substitution will be in place. TransLink has urged all commuters to check the timetables for the latest information. For now, signalman Kevin Brown is left reflecting on his last day in work at the helm of a system that has worked well over hundreds of years.
Yes, it will be sad. Hand on heart, you know, it will be hard to walk away from her. I think the worst part's going to be is I walk away from it, but I'm back dead, and I will actually see her being demolished. And I think that's when the tears are going to hit hard, you know. But that's life.
As one traditional day ends, a new high-tech one beckons. Kieran Turish, BBC Newsline, Castlerock.